Hi, this is Dave at AFX Search, licensed investigators in Palm Beach, Florida. Once again, talking about personal security and preventing injury, damage, theft, or other life drama that you don't really want. A lot of times the question comes up is, if you have a colleague or somebody you've done business with, or even a potential prior relationship, how do you prevent any kind of conflict from escalating or increasing without putting barriers in between it by itself? It's going to create more conflict with that person. It starts with, if you have somebody that's been in contact with you, maybe been close to you in your life that you want to create some distance from, starting out with a very clear no or clear boundaries of what's allowed. If the person was allowed to just come by randomly or stop by anytime they want or live in the house, you want to start by setting the standard that that's not what the scenario is any longer. If that is breached, the next thing is to very specifically say that you're not allowed to come here. You have to call me up first. You let me know when you're coming. You can't have contact without prior acknowledgement from me that that's okay. The next thing, if that's breached and you want to take it the next step further, then you're just going to say there's no access. We're not going to be seeing each other anymore in person. Maybe phone calls are allowed, maybe emails are allowed. And if that's breached, you go to the next level. No emails, no phone calls. And you can see it's a layered step-by-step process without drawing a line in the sand and pushing that person away, which may create more animosity and defensiveness with the person. If it goes beyond those steps of discouraging contact or withholding approval of contact, if there's any threats of violence or aggression, then you're going to start with considering restraining orders. You're going to contact law enforcement, let them know the situation. Hopefully you've documented all these contacts that you've had with the person. Email the person letting him know not to call, email the person letting him know not to have contact with you, maybe a text message telling him not to come by the house. If you have all that documented over a period of time before it gets out of control, now you can present that to law enforcement and maybe get a restraining order. That way, if they just show up, you can trespass the person for that. Some of these depend on the nature of the conflict. It may be a prior relationship or marriage. It may be a family event. Maybe you have the black sheep of the family has some issues. You may have something where counseling or treatment is needed to rebuild that relationship before it can get back to comfortable. And if that's the case, during that time, the person may not be allowed to have contact or be around you. If you are required to have some type of contact with the person, either because of child custody or to give information or to pass along documents, be sure that that's in a controlled environment, in a public space, hopefully with a witness, hopefully with other people around, so there's no chance of he said, she said, where the other person can proactively said that you did something wrong. You want to make sure that's done in a controlled environment. So prevent these types of conflict relationships from escalating to where you're either going to get hurt, have legal problems, or make that situation worse with that person that they're going to be defensive and want to go out and do damage to you.